Oh, that's good. Well, it can't get any worse than then. So
Exactly. All right, so thanks for tuning in. This is Kenny McKnight with Unhinged, the Unhinged Gamer, and today my guest is the man with the greatest introduction on YouTube, Larry Bundy Jr.
hello, you.
Yeah, the first time I heard that on a video, I was like, "Wait, what?"
No, I just wanted something sort of friendly, yet warm, really. As a sort of a hello type thing. I think people really like it.
Oh, I know I do. Like I said, it definitely catches your attention right from the get go.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I just wanted something friendly to introduce, rather than just go, "It's your boy," and stuff like they always get in other videos.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who do that stuff. I'm like, I'm nowhere near cool enough to pull that off.
Yeah.
Most of mine either start with me rambling or with me immediately going straight into a really bad comedy skit.
Ah.
I'm great at bad comedy.
Oh, that's good. That makes
I don't
two
care
of
if you're
us.
laughing with me or at me, as long as you're laughing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for coming on this and doing this with me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
So, so in doing research, I know that, like I said, I first came across your stuff a couple of years ago when I was working at Subway. It was just the first thing I saw was the Driver Gate episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was
That's quite.
immediately, I'm like,
Yes.
oh, this is interesting. Like I said, I didn't get to watch it that first time, but I went back like that night and watched it again. I was like, I'm actually enjoying myself and learning. You can do
Oh,
that.
excellent.
So, I said, when did you initially get into doing stuff? Because I've seen like clips of you, like even
Hello.
as a kid on things. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're frozen. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh my
my
God.
internet here is terrible.
Yeah. You need to start editing already. It's already been 30 seconds into the interview.
Usually I just leave them in and people figure it
Oh,
out.
okay.
So, I said some of the earliest stuff I saw was
Driver. Yeah. Driver 3. I saw that. Yeah.
like I said, some of the earliest things I found though was like you've been doing this stuff a lot longer than just YouTube, as far as like actually doing things with games.
Yes, to an extent. I mean, on the internet, I used to work for Screw Attack when they were around. I used to do sort of the early things like that. I've done a series called Games Yanks Can't Wank, which was a series about games that were unreleased in America.
Yeah.
But I started doing the retro stuff. Started when I was doing television and sort of in Europe for satellite stuff like that, and so that's when I uploaded them onto the internet, and they sort of took off from there. Quite popular. Well, popular to an extent, but yeah, that's what people liked, and that's I kept doing it. So
I think one of the first things I came across is it was talking about you'd been on like a gaming show or something as a kid, and it very clearly said there that the host caused you to lose.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she told me the wrong buttons. She told me the wrong buttons on the
lovely.
on the game. It was a penalty kicks in a soccer game, and yeah, she told me the wrong button, so I ended up sort of passing it to the goalie instead of trying to boot it past him. So I was like, you can see my face getting really angry in that video as well. Straight after, it's going, the wrong bloody thing.
You're like, that's not right.
No. But I come back the next year now, and I want a mountain bike on the show. So
you can't beat that.
No. And it was a rock and roll racing, which is, you know, what every now and then you find a game that you're like freakishly good at, and it happened to be that. So just complete luck, stroke of luck. I was playing that on the show.
Yeah, I've got a handful of those, and maybe a small handful. That's it. I love games. I'm terrible at them, and that's what half the fun is for me.
Oh, you got to have one that you're really, really good at for no reason, though. For some reason, it's sort of just clicks
of those, yeah. I remember I didn't know that Battletoads was all that hard.
Really? Oh.
They were like, it's a hard game. I'm like, my brother and I beat that like over a weekend.
Oh, wow. Was it a rental for you back in the day? Or
yeah.
Did you? Oh.
There was a store just next town over. We used to go and pick up games every Tuesday because they would let you rent it for like a whole week.
Oh, wow.
And that one, we beat it in like 2 or 3 days, and we had nothing else to do because we already beat it.
Oh.
Then everyone says it's hard. I'm like, what? No.
That's old school, isn't it? They had patience back then.
That, like Mega Man 2, everyone says it's so difficult. I beat Mega Man 2, no problem. Now, I can't beat any of the others in the original series.
I think Mega Man 1 was the only one I've really had trouble with, because that was fiendishly tough, and it didn't have a password save either as well.
Yeah,
so
that one's rough. I've got it for the Switch now, and I still have not gotten anywhere with it.
Ah, and you got save and rewind on it as well. So
I'm like, I get tired of rewinding. I'm like, I just quit.
Yeah, no.
So when did you first start getting into, like, how did you first get into doing stuff with, you said with Screw Attacks where you got your start?
Yeah, well, but we started with them. My friend Wes, he done a launch for the Nintendo Wii. Basically, he submitted it to it because he got invited to go to the launch in Oxford Street in London to do the lead, and he interviewed people in the queue and stuff like that. And he submitted that as a video to Screw Attack, and they liked having sort of a European correspondence on on their website and that. So they asked us to be involved in that, and the Games Yanks Top Rank series sort of stemmed from there.
Yeah, I think the first time I even heard really about Screw Attack, I was one of the unfortunate people. I missed out on all of that time. So,
oh no,
I started watching about 3 years ago. Started watching Angry Video Game Nerd, and it was mentioned all Screw Attack stuff. I'm like, what was this? And it's gone now. I'm like, great.
Oh, yeah. There's not even any archive of it really on the internet. Yeah, unfortunately.
That's almost like, I was late to the party on that one.
So yeah, but we stayed on for a couple of years, and then we left to join that guy with the glasses. So we're always got it back in the winning horse and stuff.
Yeah, like I said, most of the stuff I came across initially was, like I said, just all the Fact Hunt episodes, and
that was done long. That was for YouTube. I started that.
Yeah, that's what led to me finding some of your other stuff. Like I found one you were mentioning there. That's how I found DJ Sloped, because I was watching one. I'm like, that's not your voice.
No, I got him to start.
It just went to one of his on the list. I was like, wait, what?
Let's go back to the beginning.
I was like, that doesn't sound like hello, you.
Yeah, Larry's got a cold this week.
He didn't even say hello. I'm kind of upset.
Yeah, I was about to say he's not very polite to me today.
So, what led to like getting into doing the Fact Hunt episodes? Because it seems to me like that would. I know what goes into my videos, and it's not a whole lot, especially compared to like those. It looks like there'd be a ton of research and stuff going into those videos.
Yeah, some of the very first one, the Games You Never Knew Had Sequels. I sat on that script for about 10 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it was going to be a Games Yanks Can't Wank episode, but I thought, hang on, most of these games did come out in America, so a little bit stupid if I made it on that. So I come up with so I used an alternate name in Fact Hunt, just so people are, try and do one up on the Games Yanks Can't Wank name, and it stayed from there. The show originally, it was going to be on Game Theory's YouTube channel as well, but that fell through, and I put it on my own channel, and it sort of took off from there. Sort of channel exploded after that.
It seems like it's crazy how sometimes a video that you don't think is going to be huge ends up being the one that helps launch things.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Yeah, the one that's got the most views on my channel was a complete throwaway one. I didn't think of anything of it. It's just that's the thing about YouTube. You spend months and months working on this one video, so that curtailing it to be absolutely perfect. Nobody watches it. Some piece of junk that you throw away in 5 seconds gets all the views. So
yeah, right now on mine, the biggest views I've got on any clip is one that I took from I just happened to record like for one of those little YouTube shorts. I just had my phone held up during a church service and was recording a clip of a song, and that's got a lot more views than anything else. I'm like, but that took 2 seconds. Not even.
I know it's
hit upload.
It's quite frustrating when that happens, really, isn't it? You think because you put all the effort into something that doesn't get any views, but that throwaway thing gets all of them. So
I know it's definitely true. Everything that a lot of people say is, make sure if you're doing this, do it because you want to do it, not because you're trying to get anywhere with it.
No, of course. Absolutely.
I was like, if I get 5 views, I'm like, yes, 5 people are seeing this. Maybe they're laughing. Probably laughing at me, but okay, they're watching.
No, it's all adds up in the end as well. So
yeah, I did one about a month ago. I was talking to some people about some of the negativity online, and I wrote a script for trying to encourage people to not follow some of the negativity, because there's so many. Everyone that gets any popularity, there's always hate videos on them. I'm sure if I looked up,
it's just envy as well. So
I could probably find a few on you if I really looked it up. But I kept finding videos on that Boogie 2988, and I made a video and I used him as the example.
Yeah,
and it's got all these thumbs down, all these comments telling me how terrible I am for defending him. I'm like, I'm not trying. That wasn't my point. It was, don't base off your opinion off of what someone else is telling you to think.
Exactly.
But
So it's
it
a bit of
got
a
views, so thanks,
sheep.
guys.
Oh, yeah, there's a bit of a sheep mentality with things like that on the internet, unfortunately. That if
I heard people
somebody's
commenting saying, "You must be so upset that we're telling you how wrong you are." I'm like, actually, you're all
no,
just pumping up the
yeah,
views. Go for it. I
yeah,
love
keep
it.
rolling, yeah.
Watch my other stuff while you're at it and tell me how bad it is too. So, how much work goes into like just on average to do a fact hunt video?
It depends on the topic, really. I mean, some topics I can sort of reel off in a couple of hours, but some of them, like I said, take years. Some of them take years. I've got one in the pipeline of what's it called? Really good. It's really good games that receive terrible review scores because of like the journalists just wanting to be edgy and look cool by putting it down and that. So that's one I've been sat on for a couple of years. I want to do that sometime this year. One of them I've been wanting to write, but sort of a bit nervous it's going to get instantly demonetized. Is video games that had real life murder victims in them.
Ooh.
Yes.
I
Exactly.
remember that was 0, so that's actually
it's quite a few. Like like go on like Google Images and sort of find an image they can use in the game, and they accidentally it's a real life person who's been killed and stuff like that, and so a lot of them is like that.
Ooh.
Mm.
The things that go into video games, like I said, I'm watching a lot of those videos. I've come across stuff. I'm like, I didn't know that. The only thing I knew for sure was that there's a certain head of development team that's known for lying.
Yes.
I shouldn't mention his name too much.
Yes. Yeah. He comes out. He don't say his name in a mirror at midnight, or he comes out and develops a bad game. So.
Oh God.
Yes. I think the funniest thing is about him that is whenever I've seen loads of news reports about him recently because he had to let go a load of people at his company, 22 Cans, and half the comments are about me making fun of him as well. I think that was hilarious. That he's more well known for some random YouTuber making fun of him than he is for his accomplishment for the past 3 decades. So.
Yeah, I know. I've seen a lot of people on different videos have commented about, oh, Larry's like got it out for him. I'm like, I don't take it as like he's got a personal vendetta. I think it's just
it's just
easy
a joke.
target. It's all in fun.
It's just a joke. I mean, I make fun of Darkside Phil in my videos as well, but nobody seems to care about that. It's like, oh well, everybody makes fun of him. So
yeah, it's a little bit easy there.
Yeah. So like every time I mention Peter Molyneux in my videos, somebody goes, "Who's that bald guy?" Larry keeps making fun of in the comments. So,
like until we see a video of you punching Peter in the face, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Although that would be a great video to see too.
He's actually He's actually guested in 3 of my videos as well. Years and years ago for my Retro Corner series. On there, I done a special on all 3 of his games he'd done in the past, like Theme Park and Populous and Black and White, and he was a special guest in there.
Yeah, I remember when I played the first Fable game, I had never read any of his stuff talking about it, so I was like, "This is a great game," and I started looking at people's comments, and people were like, "This game sucks. It left out all these." I'm like, if you don't know that.
No, if you didn't know any better, it'd be better. But yeah, like I said, he did promise loads and loads of stuff for it. I don't know why he started. It's probably from Fable as well. He started making all these over promising and stuff like that. Because some of his early stuff in the early 90s and late 80s, like Syndicate and Dungeon Keeper and Theme Park, I mean, they're just fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I still play Theme Park probably about once or twice a year. I'll break that one out and play it for a little bit.
That's great, yeah. I didn't like Theme Park well because they dumbed that down quite a bit.
Yeah. That wasn't too great.
Theme Hospital I quite like as well. I don't know if you ever played that thing.
I don't think I have. I'll have to check that one out.
No. Have you ever heard of 2 Point Hospital that come out recently?
No, I haven't. I don't really get a chance to keep up a whole lot on what's going on unless it's something that's shoved right in your face. Like,
basically, it's Theme Park. Oh, you should do. You can get it for pennies, like GOG and that. But it's basically it's Theme Park set in a hospital. It's really, really good. So instead of developing new rides, you develop devices to cure illnesses and that. Like they've got Elvis syndrome and stuff like that. You have to cure people thinking they're Elvis and stuff.
I think if I met someone that thought they were Elvis, I'd just let them keep going. Be like, yeah.
Keep away from Las Vegas then. So.
One thing that seems like a common comment I see on videos of yours is that, you know, I, people talking about the opening lines. There has to be something that goes into writing those because I can't write anything nearly as witty.
Oh, I have I go on that Theosaurus website, theosaurus.com, to find relevant words.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I do it. But I wouldn't know those words off by heart. But yeah,
Because
I
my
mean, some
wife
of those.
doesn't watch YouTube much at all, except for what me and my kid will show her, and she was like, "Where's he come up with that? I like that."
Yeah, yeah, no, it's just finding trying to find out really old words that have been used since Victorian times or something as well. And so, oh, what does that mean? Oh, okay, I'll look it up. So I think I've expanded people's vocabulary for my videos, if anything, but a knowledge of video games that nobody's heard of. But
Like for me, I've always been into anything I get involved in. I like to know the behind the scenes. That's why I got into becoming a pro wrestler, because I
oh wow,
always cared so much about what goes on backstage. So the more I learned, I'm like, I think I could do this.
oh nice.
And like years ago, I was actually looking at trying to go to school to get into designing games. It never really panned out, but it was because I love the behind the scenes, knowing what's actually going on. So I said, watching the videos and hearing some of the stories, I'm like, wow, you don't think about that when you buy the game. You go, ooh, game good, play game. That was fun.
Oh,
You
exactly.
don't
You
think
think
about
they're
how
just
much
a
work goes
magic?
into it.
Yeah, they just sort of magically grow on trees or something. These games.
Well, it's just like you said on YouTube, you can put all this work into something and no one knows how much work you put into your video.
Yeah,
So no one knows what goes into a game unless you've done it. And one of the first ones I came across was the Lunar Silver Star story. It had a making of disc, and it was
yeah.
really talking about the localization. But I remember I watched that thing over and over. Just even though it was not that much in there to get, I was scraping it for everything I could pick up. And even back then, I tell my friends about that. Like, that's weird. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm weird.
No, it's good to have an interest, isn't it? How things are made.
So that's what got me watching the Fact Contest. I'm like, I'm learning things I had no idea. And most of these games I have heard of because I love obscure games,
Yeah.
especially
Oh.
retro titles.
I just like talking about anecdotes and stuff like that, about really stupid and funny things that happened as well. Trying to turn it into a sort of comedy skit almost as well.
So, are there other series that you're working on now too, besides just those two, or?
Well, the next video I'm working on at the moment is about terrible video game contests that nobody could physically win. As well. So competitions to win stuff from game tournaments, like get to this first person to get to the final level in the game wins $1,000 and stuff like that. But the game would crash before they get anywhere near it, so nobody could ever get so things like that.
That reminds me of the episode of the Game Nerd they did where he was trying to win one of the contests to find out that you never could complete it. It never finished the last game, and I was like, huh.
Oh wow, is that Sword Quest one?
Yeah.
That's a really old one. That was.
Because I saw that and I'm like, I didn't even know that game existed, but I love watching it. And it was watching one of his videos, the one where he did the what goes into an episode. It made me realize I could probably do this. And I said, then I looked at stuff like what you've done. I was like, I'd love to do something informative. I'm like, I don't have the time to put into that.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, I put months of time into some of my videos, unfortunately. Well, like I said, I put them on the back burner until I find something a bit more relevant to put into it and that. So that's how they go. And I've got a good 20 or so scripts in various stages at the moment.
I know it seems like you do a lot of collaborative work with other people on there too, not just your stuff, which is definitely refreshing to see because it's helped me at least get to see a lot of other people that I wouldn't have found otherwise.
Yeah, well, it's nice to share the popularity, I suppose, as in that respect. Helping other people out. It comes back on you in the end as well. So
that's how I found the Slopes Game Room was through some of your stuff, and I was like, okay, I really like his stuff too. Although he has a really big focus on Kickstarter.
Yes, yeah. Well, he started putting that on mine in the early days, and that, but he wanted to do it on his own channel afterwards. But yeah, that was his thing. I think Kickstarter has not got its same sort of infamy as it once had a couple of years ago. But yeah, he still likes doing the dodgy ones.
So I saw it said that you're looking at trying to get into doing, was it animation? I came across something that
I
said
would
that.
like to, yeah. It's the time to do it, really. I mean, I used to do a lot of manga art before for freelance for video game magazines and games and stuff like that. So I would like to go on from there, but like I said, it's just a case of learning, really.
So how has the this pandemic, has that made it more difficult or anything, or impacted your channel as far as like making videos or anything? Or
Not in terms of in terms of YouTube and stuff like that, it's helped me somewhat. I mean, it's just the only fact I'm putting enough videos out that I haven't really capitalized on it because there's more people at home and stuff like that. Over Christmas, I got loads and loads of views and stuff like that. So people being stuck in. As a life thing, it's been frustrating because I was going to learn to drive last year, and I've lost all this weight as well because I want to get out in the world and that. So
I definitely know how that is. Right before the pandemic really hit, I decided to get some work done because I took a chair to the face right in here several years ago when I was first training in it to wrestle, and it wasn't even like during the show, it was afterwards. We were loading up chairs and a guy tossed one over to me and I just caught it with my mouth.
oh,
So
was it a
right
teeth?
before it hit, I ended up having several across the front here pulled, and I was like, I'm tired of not being able to show, being embarrassed of them.
Yeah.
And then everything shut down, so and now we have to wear masks to go out. So it's like, I didn't need this after all. No one could have seen.
Ah,
When
well, I
this,
suppose it's a
doesn't matter if you
confidence
caught
thing.
them.
Yeah, I suppose it's a confidence thing as well inside as
Oh
well
yeah,
in your head. So
it had. I'd always had like large front teeth, and one of them had broken completely off, and I was like, perfect timing. I was like, I try to get better, and then the world's like, it doesn't matter that you've done this.
Yeah, that's what happens to me. Life finds a way to piss on you, your plans.
Well, that's why it's always good to keep plans that are easily changeable.
Yes. So just delayed it a bit for me, really.
And so I saw the Fact Hunt book is out now.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
probably
it.
It's available on Amazon.com.
Where at?
Oh, I say it's available on Amazon in the US. So
if you've watched this far, go on Amazon and get the book.
Yes.
What all went
into have to pay exorbitant.
Well, let's take a moment and let's go ahead and plug the book here. So, what can people expect that you're getting it?
Well, basically, it's like the Fact Hunt video series. I've got them more written in for more book form, so some things that wouldn't work as a video in there. Like I've got the worst pre-order, special editions and stuff like that. Some terrible special editions they released over the years and stuff like that. So it's photos and stuff like that. But I've got loads of sort of weird anecdotes and stories in there. I think I've got one about video games that have unnecessarily got ninjas inserted into them as well. That's one of my topics. I got sports games endorsed by celebrities nobody's ever heard of. It's things like that, yeah.
I came across a few of those over the years. I'm like, I don't know who this is, but okay, it's a game. Someone thought they were important.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. They must be scraping the barrel for. Well, we got to get somebody famous. Well, Steve, mate. He'd do it for a $5. Get him on.
So, out of the episodes that you've done with Fact Hunt, what would you say if you had to pick like some of your favorite ones that you've worked on?
Well, the driver gate one, like you said, that was quite a good one. I think some of the in-depth ones I quite like. The terrible games made by the unbeatable games made by dickish developers. That was one of my favourites I did. And I actually got loads of views. That's got like 2.5 million views on my channel. So that's one of my best ones.
Fun.
Oh, thank you. I try to think of other ones. The one I done recently about game demos that accidentally contain the full game. I enjoyed doing that one.
I was kind of shocked. No, I feel like I shouldn't have been, but I was kind of shocked when I was watching the one about the stolen PS5s and that stuff going on. I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah, it's quite shocking. The scalpers one I quite liked as well.
The one where the ones that get burned for trying to do it.
Yeah, the scalpers got to screw themselves over. That was quite a good one.
It's always good seeing people that are doing really shitty things like that getting, what they deserve for it.
Oh yeah, karma, yeah.
And I think I just closed out the question. Yes, I did. I closed the thing that had the questions written on because I had a few I typed up and they're gone.
Typical.
I've been sitting there typing them as I went trying to get some stuff and no.
So good old computers, but no.
Yeah. So one of these I'll upgrade to something that actually works properly because this thing doesn't.
Oh.
I said I know we mentioned it beforehand. Like I said, when I was talking to Ryan Molina before, he used to be part of Channel Awesome, and he's kind of distanced himself from it. There was, I guess, controversy. Again, I'm out of the loop on a lot of this.
Yeah.
He said, you said, you can fill in a little bit. But you said you didn't have the firsthand experience that others did, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, because they never, like I said, well, part of the joke was I was always kept at arm's length, and that they never really bothered with me, and that sort of accounts to the drama as well. I only learnt from other people's accounts of what happened and things like that, so I don't really know too much, unfortunately.
So, do you have any stories about like things you've heard that you could tell, or that you're comfortable talking about with it, or?
Well, there's a couple of things yet to come out, I suppose, that could be quite controversial. But I'm trying to think. There's not. I mean, it's not. I haven't got really anything that's not being told already. I don't think. I think
you look it up online. It's
I think
hard to find a lot.
I think the whole linchpin of the collapse started long before all this exodus. It was when Spoonie got let go or he quit. Combination of the two, depends on who you're listening to. But yeah, I think it's Spoonie leaving that ruffled some feathers, and that started the ball rolling, as it were. Because Spoonie was the most popular person on the channel. He was getting more views than Doug Walker on Channel Awesome as well. So yeah, they lost their biggest pay cow.
Yeah, definitely is going to take a blow to them.
Yeah.
Are you doing any, like right now? Do you have any collaborative projects in the works with anyone else, or just still doing just the fact check stuff?
Well, I still got that one plan with Ashens I was meant to be doing for years and years. I might be doing one with Oliver Harper, who does movie reviews. And I don't know. I think Toy Galaxy I'm speaking to as well. They want me to do something with them. If you know them.
I've heard of him. I haven't had a chance to check out a lot of it.
Oh, okay. He's quite good. He does loads of retrospectives on toy stuff and that. He's really good. Dan Larson, his name is, yeah.
Do you know the channel name I'm assuming it's on YouTube?
What? Toy Galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll definitely check that out because I love old toys.
Yeah, they're really good. Well, he talks about sort of retrospectives of that and 80s cartoons and stuff like that. So he's really good in that.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, the other thing is just I've got a video coming up with Ashens as well soon and things like that. Like,
but one of these days I'll actually be organized. Today is not that day though. Except by the fact that I apparently wasn't even right on what the time difference is here.
No, oh no, yeah. You said, "Where are you?" Well, it's not that you're not ready for another hour.
Yeah, I've been watching. I messaged him earlier, and I thought we were 6 hours apart. Apparently, it's 5, and I messaged him an hour early, and he's like, "Wait, what? You ready already?"
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know.
That's all right.
I could have slept in longer.
Oh.
So, yeah, I've gone brain dead for a minute here. That's great.
Oh.
That's not anything to do with all the blows to the head from wrestling. That couldn't be it.
Oh.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to bring up. You said that you were a fan of at least some of the old school wrestling.
Yes, sort of the late 80s and early 90s stuff I really enjoyed, yeah. Like I said, I showed you what I bought recently. Well, I bought it about 10 years ago. I got a copy of a CWCW signed by Animal of Legion of Doom or Road Warriors. So, yeah, I got that. So, yeah, I found that recently. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of the old wrestling and stuff like that.
So, who were some of your favorites?
Well, I think as a kid, Ultimate Warrior was probably my big favorite one.
Oh, he was awesome back then.
Yeah, I mean, forgiving what he was like in later life and that, but he was like a real life He-Man, really, wasn't he? I mean, cartoon hero and stuff like that. He was like a real life personification and stuff like that. I also like characters like Big Boss Man and people like that. Ted DiBiase, I love Ted DiBiase because he's a great heel. He
Oh,
was.
he was amazing. I actually got to do a friend of mine had won a meet and greet, virtual meet and greet earlier or late last year with DiBiase, and he let me be on there with him, and that was really awesome talking to him.
Yeah, I've heard he's a really nice guy in real life.
Yeah, he's now he's like traveling across the country, so doing. Oh,
yeah, he's a minister now, isn't he?
Yeah,
yeah.
That's one thing he and I got talking about because that's something I've been working towards myself. So,
oh wow,
we found that out. He was like, "All right, let's talk about this too."
Oh wow.
But he was actually like really respectful. He didn't want to go into that until he found out that the people that the ones he was talking to that we were okay with it, which was really cool that he didn't go in and be let's just be preachy.
Yeah.
Camera issue there?
Yeah, I've got it on one of those tripod things, those bendy tripod things.
Tripod's kind of fighting back now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to bend forward, back and forth. So yeah, but most I've found out in wrestling, in the background of wrestling, that most people who play heels are always really nice guys, really, which is ironic, really.
Well, that's why I like to work as a heel myself.
Oh, great. Oh, there you go.
Pat myself on the back there a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I have to put my hand on it. Stop everyone bending over.
Yeah, I've actually I won that title in the last match I had before everything shut down.
Oh, nice. So you have to see how long you're holding the record for now.
Oh, I go on my I've got a separate Facebook account for my wrestling character, and I will go on there once a month and be like, "Still your champion. This many months in. It's been a year now."
Yeah, I'm contended.
We haven't had a match yet.
I'm contended. Nobody wants to face me.
That's the argument I've been making. But now there's people starting to do these no fan shows, like going into old garages and just filming for YouTube. And I'm hoping to do one of those soon.
Oh wow!
A year without being in the ring, I know the next time I get in one, it's gonna really suck.
So it's like a comeback of backyard wrestling or something, but nobody else is invited in the backyard.
Yep. Very much, except for we call ourselves professionals, so we're trained before we put on our spandex.
Excellent.
Yeah, I grew up as a big fan of the. I liked WWF, but I was big into WCW at the time. So when you pull that game up, I'm like, that was my company right there.
Oh, yeah, they were a bit tight on WCW games for years. I mean, they only really had one per generation for years. WCW, so it's always WWF games for that over sort of shadowed it.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the. I'm still waiting on the WCW versus the World game to make it onto one of your episodes.
Well, I talked about WWF games that are only ever released in the UK. I had to pull that video, unfortunately. Done that with Top Hat Gaming Man years ago. But yeah, no, I'll have to find a way to put into that.
Have you ever played that one or heard about it?
I've heard of it. Oh, it's not the. No, that's right. Yeah, it's a good WCW game on PS1. I was thinking of Nitro. Yeah, I bought Nitro. And I was so looking forward to Nitro that I imported it from America. And it's fucking terrible.
Like, I am so sorry.
It is terrible. And then they've done a sequel to it. It's exactly the same, just slightly faster.
Yeah, I picked up Thunder. I picked that one up a long time ago, and I regret it.
Yeah. Oh.
And then versus the World was just a Japanese game, and they just put a bunch of WCW wrestlers on it as well. And I remember playing it. You click on some of the characters with these weird names. I'm like, that's Hawk. I know who that is. Don't tell me it's not. And it says, you can unlock the Giant, and it's Andre the Giant.
Yeah, right. The WCW game, the NES one, the final boss is Andre the Giant. So, but they just put a mask on him to hide the fact. Yeah.
You have to wonder how. But you probably never get by with doing something like that today. Just being like, oh, we'll put a mask on him. No.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure nobody knows the difference.
Today you have cease and desist and everything. Then it was like the things game designers could get away with back in the day, which is crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think people just turned a blind eye to video games in general because I thought, just a load of nerds or kids playing it. We're not going to bother with that. I mean, how many games in the 80s had Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone in them unofficially? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Like even the old Metal Gear, I thought it was based off one of their characters when it first came out. When I was a little kid, that's just what I figured.
Exactly.
That looks like it might be Rambo. It's not Rambo, kid.
Well, every game set in a jungle was Rambo. like Curry Warriors, Contra, and stuff like that.
So what kind of things? What inspired you to really get into like making the videos and stuff? Because like you said, obviously a lot of work has to go into the fact hunts and stuff. But what kind of made you think I want to do this?
I don't know. I've always had a fascination with facts and information and stuff, and it's quite nice telling something somebody didn't know, and they go, "Ooh, I didn't know that," and that sort of gets quite addictive. There, it's almost as good as making somebody laugh. Really, getting somebody to go, "Ooh," quite interesting in that. So
And it's probably easier to insert that into a video than it is to just bring it up in random discussion because you don't get that as much there, probably.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
In discussion, you bring up something that no one knows, and instead of going, "Hey, that's neat," to go. So.
Yeah. But I've heard people quote my trivia in places in the past and stuff like that. That's quite nice. So somebody else is talking about something that you've told them and things. But it's nice that it's something you said stuck with them and things.
Oh, absolutely. Like for me, I started making videos. I always wanted to do it, but I was always afraid to. But when I couldn't, I'm also a musician, so when I couldn't play music anywhere and I couldn't go perform as a wrestler, I couldn't entertain people. I was like, well, I want to do something because I love doing this, and I had too much free time, and that's always a bad thing. So
yeah,
my kid, he just turned 11, and he's been talking about for about a year now about wanting to be a YouTuber, and he's just obsessed with it. That's what got me watching. I was like, well, let me see what it's about before I let him do it, and he still hasn't started yet. But
I was
like,
old
well,
man
this looks like it could be fun.
My dad's. Did he tell everyone his dad's a YouTuber now? And
I've brought him into a few of the episodes. I'll bring him in as different characters, not just as my kid. Because like my Unhinged thing is my wrestling character was a lunatic. I've got Unhinged written on my tights, and I used to have a shirt that said Unhinged across it. So I was like, it was an easy transition. And I remember hearing before, it's like if you go with the theme of you're crazy, then anything goes.
Yeah.
And I remember I was watching a Cat Icarus episode. I don't know if you watch much of his stuff.
Yeah, I did. He's been in one of my videos.
Okay. Which one was that?
He's in my. I think it was my offensive. No, it was a hidden developer rants, pissed off developer rants. He was in one of them. I think the British episode.
I'll have to check that out. Because like a friend of mine once compared one of my videos to his stuff, and I was like, I'll take that as high praise.
But that's good.
I mean, he did a few of them where you'll see him talking to him, and he just cuts like it's just a normal thing. And I was like, okay, I can do that. And then my kid's like, can I be in it? So I was doing a Crash Team Racing, the Nitro Fueled, the remake.
Yeah.
And I challenged myself to a race, and I thought, what if I got challenged to another race by a kid who was also in my mind? So I said, you're not you. You're like me as a kid because everyone says he looks just like I did at that age.
You're inner child. Yeah.
So then he beat both of us and made fun of both of us that we got beat by a kid, and one of me got mad and storms out of the house, and that was actually in full face paint, which I'm trying to get away from that because it's so much extra work when I have to paint my face, especially if I forget to film something and then I have to put it back on.
Yeah, continuity, yeah.
I've done that. Then I had one where the audio dropped out and my kid was recording all his clips except for the last 3 or 4 had no audio. And instead of refilming, I'm like, I'll fix it. So you got this little kid talking, and instead of his voice coming out, you've got me like dubbing over. It was he just ran past a Twisted Metal because I was trying to find something for Christmas. I'm like, well, Twisted Metal took place on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
You're not gonna keep hiding from me.
Hello.
That's you and
Larry. Who's that?
You've seen his videos. I've filmed to you.
You don't want to know me. You don't want to know.
Well, you're not usually on screen on your videos either.
No, I know. That's why I save myself from filming. That's why. But I want to do that soon. I want to be on camera soon. But yeah, I think it's my voice more than anything.
Yeah, like that. You'd see him talking, and it was this. I'm Calypso.
Oh, brilliant!
I was like, well, when you're too lazy to refilm. You can go ahead and go that way now. No, I don't want hit again. My kid's threatening violence against me.
Ah.
Okay, go play some more Little Nightmares. Okay, if not, we can get it. I got him the Little Nightmares games, and I thought they'd be just a fun little time waster for him, and I wound up falling in love with them too.
Oh, I've yet to play them, I must admit.
Yeah, they're not very long, but they're really good. Like, just you want to keep. They're designed in a way that keeps you wanting to play, which is really great.
Yeah, there's one more go thing. Yeah.
So as far as like gaming, of course, any one of us that's doing videos about games has to usually enjoy them. I would hope.
Yeah. Yeah,
not like the old CEO of Nintendo.
No.
Which I remember when you said that he didn't play games. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, he didn't enjoy games. Well, that's why they kept making things like Go and Shogi in Japan. It's just to appease him rather than it was to appease him rather than sort of anything. So something that he would want to play. It's a bit like when you're a kid and you end up buying a golf game just to please your dad and things like that.
Yeah, we did that with the. I had to buy a memory card and everything because my dad stole my memory card when we got him the Gran Turismo when it came out.
Ah.
And we didn't know that it took up a whole memory card.
Oh yeah, that's.
So he just deleted everything off of it so he could play. I'm like, thanks.
Oh.
There's my 58 hours of Final Fantasy VII gone. Yeah. Love you too, Dad.
Oh, I was neurotic about losing my save, and I like saved it to every single memory card I ever owned, and that. So I got like 15 save files, the same save file in Final Fantasy. I've even got it on my PlayStation 3 because you can save them to your hard drive, so I've got them permanently.
I ended up taking, I think, an 8-year hiatus from playing Final Fantasy IV because I was at the final boss and I saved, and I came back the next day and my file corrupted, and I got so mad that I wouldn't even play it for almost 8 years.
Damn with me with Super Metroid. Exactly the same thing happened.
Because you're like, I hate you, game.
No, you just I can't be bothered to go do all that all again.
It's so much work.
But even though it's fun. Yeah. Well, yeah, if you give it a couple of years, if you give it a wait for a while, you forget what happened and stuff like that. So it just feels kind of fresh. It's just some extent.
When I went back and did my Resident Evil, or not Resident Evil, my Twisted Metal game review, I loved that game so much as a kid that I thought this would be glowing. I'm going to talk about how great it was. I could play it. I'm like, you did not age well.
No, it does. It's the controls feel a bit clunky, stiff.
A friend of mine was kind of upset with me, and he's like, "What?" He's like, "Why do you hate the game?" I said, "I loved it as a kid. I'm sorry, but I have to be honest." I was like, "I wish I could go back and do this back then." It kind of made me leery of going back and playing some old games because I'm afraid I'm going to go back and hate games I loved as a kid.
Oh, yeah, I was like that Destruction Derby. I was playing that not too long ago, and the cars just feel so light in it now. There's no weight to the cars.
Yeah.
So they feel weird.
What was like some of your favorite games like growing up? Any like specific genres that you gravitated towards, or just whatever?
Well, I used to love platform games. I was a big fan of platform games back in the day. I think the game I played the most out of anything is probably Crazy Taxi, and I don't know why because I don't really not into car games. But Crazy, I think it's just because you can play it for like 5 minutes and then put it down and that. And I just play it. So basically, every single version that's ever come out of Crazy Taxi, I've bought over the years.
I've done that with a couple of games. The only one I've almost done that with is Skyrim at this point, but I'm still not buying one for the Switch because I've played it too many times.
Yeah, I think it'd be a step down playing on a Switch though, because they're so used to better graphics.
Yeah. Like now I can't play Skyrim without mods because I've done everything there is to do on it without them.
Oh.
And people are like, "Well, that ruins the game." I'm like, "No." I said it's okay to use the mods now. I've beaten everything else. It's not like I'm doing something different. I'm not cheating. Although, unfortunately, I never got a completion on any one console because I did everything on it on 2 or 3 different ones.
Oh. Have you ever played the VR version? Oh. Have you ever played the VR one at all?
Not yet. My kid keeps pestering me to get the VR headset, and I said that's one of the games I'll be doing it with for sure.
Oh. Yeah, that might be a bit fresh, quite fresh for you, playing the VR.
Yeah, VR, everyone says it's really great. I just haven't had a chance to get into it because for a long time I was dirt poor. So, and now I'm just poor, not dirt poor. So, nice upgrade.
Oh, well, you can get them super cheap now. The PlayStation VR headsets.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna try to. I told him I'm gonna try to pick him up one soon. I'm waiting, making him get his grades and everything back up first.
Oh yes, nothing better than a bit of cohesion. So,
Yeah, I was in a discussion with some people a while back, and they were talking about how playing games it'll affect your make you dumber, or it'll affect your grades and everything else. I'm like, that's not true. I said, I actually used you as a reference to make my point. I'm like, look at all the stuff he knows. And they're like,
yeah.
who?
I
Well, yeah,
get that a lot.
you learn stuff. It's all about gaming, but hey, you're learning.
The only time I ever get recognised is if I buy stuff off eBay. So I always get a comment, but are you Guru Larry? Yes.
So, what led to the name Guru Larry?
That was from a TV show I used to present called Game Guru, which was a
Oh,
live phone-in cheat show where people would come phone up asking, "Have you got cheats for this and that?"
okay, that name
99.
actually makes a lot of sense now.
Yes, so yeah, that's why it's called Guru Larry. My friend Wes was Guru Wes and stuff like that, but he didn't like the name, so he dropped it. I kept it just to annoy him more than anything, but I think that's what everybody's used to now. So people who knew me from my TV days always call me Guru Larry and stuff like that.
I noticed, like, you see the videos and it says I'm Guru Larry, but then the name of the video channel is Larry Bundy Jr. I'm like,
Well, I
okay,
always use. I've already got a channel called Guru Larry, but it got demonetized, and most of it was just me uploading old videos like fat kids falling off skateboards and stuff like that. So nothing to do with gaming whatsoever. Yeah.
nice.
So yeah, if you look at my original channel, Guru Larry, it's just random clips like that.
Um, I had a question, and my kid walked by, and now I forgot everything I was talking about.
Oh,
I'm really bad about that. I
oh,
guess like I said, one of these days I'll get good at it.
just unprofessional. Just,
Yeah, I'll start messaging people. Hey, you want to do an interview? They're like, Larry warned us about you.
yeah, he says you're unprofessional. Yeah.
I'd be like, well, he's not wrong. So, well, you said you have. I know one thing you mentioned before was the. I saw some of the videos on the weight loss and stuff. Which, congratulations! I think it's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
I'm working on right now, trying to lose some weight myself, because I
Hmm.
realize it's. I don't. For me, it's not even about the whole how you look. It's God, getting up every morning.
Yes, yeah, that's what I had. That's what
It's
coffee's
got to
for.
feel a lot better now, huh?
Yeah. Well, yes. I couldn't. My blood pressure was so high, I couldn't. It was deafening myself. So, but
Oh wow.
yeah, it was really bad. I've lost about 280 pounds now since last year.
Yeah, I've been
Uh,
trying to track down a few other people I was wanting to try to bring on for interviews, and it's so hard to find contact for anyone that's got any level of popularity. Because I was surprised that yours even had the message option. I'm like, most people have disabled that now. I'm like,
oh,
awesome.
I turned it on. I turned it. I never get spammed or anything. I'll never get anything like that. But I've put a business email address for people who do legitimately want business stuff and that, like asking for sponsors and stuff like that. They'd always go through that. But my PM thing, I've just random people every now and then. But I don't really get that many people writing to me, which is weird.
Yeah. I saw the. I noticed the email like a day or two after I sent the message on Twitter, and I was getting ready to respond. That's when you responded back. I'm like, oh, never mind.
Oh no, that's just that goes. I can see them, but they goes to a sort of an agency now for me
Oh, okay.
just to do sponsorships and stuff like that. Yeah.
I guess that probably wouldn't have got to you after all then.
No, I would have read it. I would have read it and they'd have forwarded it to me and stuff like that. So
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah,
anything about companies offering money and stuff like that, they go through them. They
when I
negotiate.
contacted the guys from Console Wars, I sent them a real quick. It was like 2 sentences. Hi, I make videos. Do you want to do an interview? And then I was like, that's terribly unprofessional. So I found their email and I sent them this like 2 paragraph thing explaining what I do and everything and my ideas. And they're like, yeah, we read like a sentence of it. You mentioned someone we knew, so we said, yeah. I'm like, huh.
Oh, that's good. Oh, bless them.
I was like, good. Maybe if you'd read the rest, you might have said no.
Oh,
Yeah, I was obviously my channel is nowhere. It's not monetized or anything like that yet. Hopefully one of these days, but if not,
oh,
I'm enjoying it. But one of the things I started finding is that, how many people on YouTube do like to help each other out with growing channels and helping, help build each other up, which is, I know it's not all that way, but it's.
No, some people want money for doing that.
So many other industries I've been involved in, like the wrestling and even music and stuff, at times there's people that are very protective of things. And
yeah, well, they think that fame's finite, and if you share it with somebody, they take it away from you and stuff like that, and that's just a terrible way to think.
That's one of the things that got me wanting to start doing interviews again, because like I said, I quit doing the wrestling interviews because it was just always so long and so negative. But I was like, well, what can I do to help, so I can say I'm working with other people as well? I was like, well, if I'm building into the channel that in addition to my bad comedy, I've also got things where I'm, talking with other people and giving them a chance to tell their side as well. I'm like that, making it integral that it's what I do. And it's also easier to, like I was joking with my wife, I said it's easier to message the people that have channels I really like and not come off as a creep. It's like, hi, I like your stuff.
Yeah.
Can we be friends? But like, it's a little less stalkery when you're like, yeah, let's do an interview, because it's not, hi, can I come over? You play Magic. I saw a video on Magic the Gathering. I want to come play cards with you.
Oh. I've had fans knock on my door in the past. Stuff like
that's got to be a little terrifying.
But no, I mean, they've always been polite in that. None of them have been creepy and stuff. So somebody brought over a copy of Conker's Bad Fur Day for me as a gift, which is quite good.
Nice.
It's worth like $350 now to buy. So
you're like,
it's a very nice present. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah. One thing, do you get a lot of I know some of the different channels you see after a while they start posting up like unboxing of things that fans send them and stuff. Is that something you get a lot of, or?
I never get anything sent to me.
Well, if you watch this far, send him stuff.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. No, I've not been sent anything for years now. But I don't want to be this person who just feels like they're just leeching off their fans as well, and so I don't
absolutely
beg and stuff like that. And
yeah, so many of the channels I will binge watch a channel when I find it. So by the time I catch up really quick to everything they've done, I'm like, well, now what do I do? And I said, it's cool. I've seen your stuff seems to like fairly steadily pumping out more content, which I said, for the amount of stuff that goes into those videos, I'm like, I don't know how he does it.
I got other people helping me right now as well. So that's what helps me speed up, because I'm bloody lazy normally on my own. So
and here I've got 2 videos I've been working on. All I have to do right now is literally just have my wife film like 2 or 3 minutes of little back and forth clips, like one-liner clips, and I'll be able to finish the video. I just haven't done it.
Yeah, I know. It's just life gets in the way of things as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm working on my newest one is General Chaos.
Oh yeah.
Because everyone I know, I mentioned that game to them, you're the first person to go, what's that I've ever spoken with. It didn't go, what is that?
Oh, no, I know. It's Game Refuge made it. They went on to make the reboot of Rampage.
Oh, nice.
As well.
I didn't know that.
The Rampage World Tour and that stuff like that, if you remember that.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I came across that game on Sega Channel years ago. I was one of those people. I miss Sega Channel so much.
Yeah, it's a shame.
But
I was hoping they put something like that in the Genesis Mini, that you could go online and sort of buy games and stuff like that from it.
Well, we can always hope one of these days if they stay afloat.
Yes, fingers crossed.
All right, well, since I've pretty much gone brain dead as far as questions, and so we aren't talking in circles and making people go, "Oh my God, get to a point."
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and do a little wrap on this. So where can people find your videos and your products?
Well, it's on YouTube mostly. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/Larry. If you want to look up the book on Amazon, just type in Fact Hunt or Larry Bundy Jr. and it will come up on the search thing.
Any other merchandise out?
And that's about it. I'm just Larry Bundy Jr. everywhere. Just type that in into Google and you'll find loads and loads of things about me. I'm probably the worst hidden person in the internet, really. Just type in my name, you just find every single thing I've ever done on your line.
So I started typing in Larry on my on a browser on my phone, and it wasn't linked to an account that's on Google or anything. I just typed it in, and it started popping up with all your videos. I'm like,
oh wow,
it knows who I'm looking for. I only typed in the name Larry.
Well, maybe it knows that you're into gaming or something. Have you been looking up gaming videos on that account? Oh.
Probably a few, yeah, because my kid usually uses it.
Ah.
I didn't realize it was signed into his account. I was just looking on it, and he'd been messing with my phone, so it came up with all these. I'm like, there they all are. I'm like, congratulations, he's the #1 Larry on YouTube.
Well, there's only one other Larry Bundy in Europe, and that's my dad. So.
And he isn't making videos, is he?
No, he's not making videos. No, he's a coach driver, so he's not doing anything like
that. You should bring him on an episode.
He was in Ashton's movie. He was in Ashton's movie. He played security guard in that. But yeah, he hasn't been in my videos yet. My brother's been in one, but that's about it. So yeah, it's just normally just me on my own in videos because it's just more convenient. It's not because I don't want anyone else involved. It's just more convenient that I just want to get it over and done. That's why I do voiceover stuff more than have me on camera as well. So hopefully that's going to change because I've bought loads and loads of stuff over the years that I want to show off. Like things like that.
So it looks like there's a good mountain of stuff back there behind you too.
yeah, that's me needing to clear up in my house, in my room. So yes. That's okay. Random box.
Here I had a pile of stuff I just pushed over so it wouldn't be in camera shots. So now I've made a big mess.
I never got there. I was too late for that. I was going, maybe this is an interview where you don't go on camera. But no. So yeah. No,
sorry about that.
No, that's all right. These are just empty boxes behind me as well. I just need to bin them. Like Amazon boxes I've ordered and stuff.
Yeah, the back half of my house looks like a dungeon because it's this area used to be a garage and they just walled it up and put a bedroom and stuff in it. So that's why it's all cinder block. You can see the piping from the heat ducts and everything. I'm like,
oh nice.
It works.
I think if you could see over there, I've got a Hero Turtles arcade machine just behind the pile there.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So it's quite a rarity now having a Hero Turtles rather than Ninja Turtles machine.
Yeah.
And the blue games up there, that's my PAL Dreamcast collection. And that's some Nintendo DS and PSP games up there. But yeah, that's my Dreamcast collection, PAL games.
Yeah, it's hard to find anything Dreamcast anymore over here, at least, unless you're looking.
Yeah, it's starting to get popular now, isn't it? That these older game systems come up in waves and stuff like that. And so other people getting older and that, so they've got a disposable income, so they can afford the games they couldn't have as a child. And that I noticed that.
Yeah, I'm waiting on some people to get mad at me when they realize that I use a lot of emulation for my videos, but most of the games I've had, or I still do, but it's so much easier and convenient to just bring it up and hit screen capture on my computer as opposed to trying to hook up stuff to my TV and hope
it's just if you got like a 4K TV, it just looks like utter crap now playing an RF console on that. So,
yeah.
So it's just not a lot nicer, really, and convenient. Some games are so expensive nowadays. I mean, you're not going to pay $1,000 for a game that you're only going to play for 5 minutes because you just want the footage and stuff like that. So,
yeah, I've seen a few of those. Like, there's one I've been wanting to do for ages. RPGs are such a pain to get footage on because you have to play so long.
Yeah.
Is the game Thousand Arms?
Oh yeah.
I played it years ago. A buddy of mine had it, and I borrowed it and played it, and I loved it because it was so weird and quirky. I'm like, I've never played RPG/dating simulator, but God, I tried to find it, and it's not cheap to buy.
No. Yeah, I mean, you could buy a reproduction maybe at some extent, but yeah, no, it's just a lot easier, more convenient nowadays to get emulation. And that's the thing about piracy is there's no option. They don't give you any options to not pirate a game if they're going to not put it in circulation and stuff like that. So I think that's completely unfair that they consider it piracy when they give you no options to other ways to buy it. And even if you do buy it, you're going to get it off eBay. They're not going to make a penny off it. It's a seller who makes it. Yeah, they've made their money from it years ago. So
now you can't find. Even emulations get a lot harder to find because some of the popular sites have been shut down.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just download complete collections of BitTorrent now.
Yeah, I came across one for
archive.org's really good for whole ROM sets and stuff.
Hear that, everyone? If you're looking for a way to get these things this way, now we're telling you things that we shouldn't tell you.
No.
They're going to demonetize. No, they can't demonetize me. I'm not even monetized. Loophole. Sorry, YouTube.
I'm just saying it for information purposes, not for professional downloading.
Yeah. That's how I found most of the stuff, and like I said, I've owned it, or a lot of them I still do own. Like the Twisted Metal, I even made a point to have my kid hold the disc so they could see I actually had the disc in one shot.
Oh,
just so that if someone says,
"Did you have the long box
yes,
one?"
I did. Huh?
Yeah. Did you have the long box, a big cardboard box version?
No, I had the little one.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't even have the case. I just had him hold up the disc so they can see I have the physical disc now.
Ah, well, that's good enough.
Then I nearly broke my Final Fantasy VII trying to film a skit about the Sega CD.
Oh.
I was making a joke about how it was on the how you can download it for the Switch.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's on Nintendo. So I tried putting it in my Nintendo, and I just stuck disc one in there and slammed it down and didn't think about it until after the fact. And my wife's like, "You realize that's expensive?" Oops.
Oh dear.
So I pulled out and checked it, and thankfully no scratches. But
that's better luck.
I was like, "Oh, nothing like a bonehead move just to try to make a joke about the Sega CD."
Well, at least you got some footage out of it, I suppose. So
yeah. And then there was I set up a crash pad. I was doing a thing where I was going to throw my Nintendo off a table, and I built this nice big crash pad for it to land on, and it bounced off and kept going.
Oh,
I was like, oh no!
You only use pillows for stuff like that.
I had all of them, and it just went right past them. I was like, how did I do that? Because I practiced it twice before I filmed it.
Yeah.
Oh well. I was like, so if I have to quit making videos, it just means I've broken all my consoles.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. So have to start a donation drive, replacement consoles.
I told her, I'm like, this video thing's gonna have to take off because I'm gonna be destroying all my stuff before I get popular.
Well, it works for the AVGN, I suppose. So.
Yeah, I wish I could pull off stuff like he comes up with, but my video editing is. I'm learning.
Well, he's got a team. He's got a team behind him now to edit videos. Yeah.
So. People criticize his new stuff. I love it. I think he's having fun, and that's. Doing this, you got to have fun doing it, and if you're having fun,
that's the main thing, isn't it? There's no point doing something if you don't enjoy it.
If you're enjoying it, especially if you're enjoying it and you're able to actually make income off of it, I mean that's a win-win, and I'll never criticize someone for doing that.
No, of course not. No.
Especially in today's day and age, it's so hard to make any money doing things you enjoy.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
All right, well. Yeah, like I said, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, if you haven't checked out Guru Larry, what's wrong with you? Check out his videos. They're fantastic.
Thank you.
I said, I'm not no BS here at all. And I say, you're one of my favorite ones to watch. I still watch stuff regularly. Like I said, I've definitely got all the notification bells clicked. So make sure if you go on his channel, subscribe, click the notification bell. While you're at it, do it on this video too.
Yay.
All right, well, thanks for coming on and doing this, man. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. Likewise. Bye-bye.
You got the great sign on. You got to have the goodbye, you.
Goodbye. Well, I used to say goodbye and good gaming. That's my old saying, but nobody remembers that. So.
Well, now they'll hear it again, hopefully.